Hello there. Today we're asking, is it Bond? Yes, hello and welcome to the channel. If you're a returning viewer or a subscriber, it's great to see you again. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're a new viewer, why not consider subscribing? It's just takes a few seconds, hit a little button, and you're part of the gang. Also, don't forget to like the video. Again, just takes a second, but it really does help the channel out. Okay, now, here we go. As you can see here, we have a lovely selection of Corgi Juniors Lotus Esprits. One of them is a little bit, see that? He's trying to escape. He's trying to escape. Right, come back. Now, there's a reason why he's trying to escape. There's two reasons. One, he's ashamed of himself for pretending to be a James Bond car, perhaps. And the other one is because he's got the whiz wheels, which means he's faster than all the others. He's doing it again. Get back there, you. Right, okay. Now, as you know, I've asked, is it Bond? Obviously, this one's Bond, and even more obviously, this one's Bond, even though James Bond's had half his head cut off there. Adds to the value of the packaging, right? No, to be fair, I found this for 10 euros on eBay, and to have a perfectly mint example of the vehicle, you can't really argue with that, can you? This one cost me slightly less than 10 euros, and these three came as a bundle that cost only 20 euros. So there you go. For 50 euros, a full Lotus Esprit assembly. Now, the point of this video, again, let's get back to the point, is I'm asking, is it Bond? Again, yes, they're Bond. We know, great. But this one, is this one a James Bond car? Because this one is the same as this one, just without all those submarine bits. Submarine bits, there you go, maritime technology terminology. Bet you didn't expect that on a toy channel. Now, as you can see, this one's got these weird little dimples in the back, and every example I've seen of this plain white one has these little dimples in the back. I think it's where they've been trying to get rid of the torpedo tubes. There you go. I'm sure that's the right terminology. But all the windows are exactly the same. I think that Corgi already had the molds, and they didn't want to spend any money on just making clear windows or something for it. Now, this one, as we can see from this packaging, is car number 60 or model number 60, toy number 60. I'm not sure how they, anyway, it's number 60. And this one is a J15. Now, the number 60, which I found from my research, this was released in 1977 to tie in with the movie, and it was produced right through until, I believe, 1984. The last year of production, they didn't have the 007 sticker on it. It actually had a tampo, so where it was printed directly onto the car. I've never seen one of those, so they must be extremely rare. So if you're an aficionado or a collector and you've got one, or you're looking out for one, it might be worth trying to get one. I know I'm going to be on the lookout for one. Anyway, back to the point of the video.
Get on with it!
So, this one, from what I have seen online, these were produced from 1984 or 1985. I had conflicting evidence on the same website. Trying to research this, is a bit of a nightmare, because every time you try and Google it, no matter what you put in, 95% of your results are going to bring up this car. I did look on 007magazine.co.uk. I'll put a link in the description, and they had all the Corgi cars that were released, and they didn't mention this one. So there's a stripe against it being a James Bond car. Now, I did see this one listed on eBay in slightly worse condition. Basically, they were saying that the 007 was missing from the bonnet, but it was a very rare example of the submarine without the submarine bits. And here's the listing. And as you see, they want £150 for it, which I thought was a little bit extravagant. Looking further on the listing, they do show this picture, which is this car in this packaging, only with this car with the 007 on it. Now, isn't it interesting? Is it repackaged, or was it really released? I don't know. If anyone knows out there, please let me know in the comments what the actual story is. I did follow this listing, and I came up with its original listing here, and you see it was for £700 it sold for, as an extremely rare version of the submarine car without the submarine bits. Yeah, it's very strange, and it is exactly the same car as this, only the one in the video, in the listing does have the whiz wheels, as this one doesn't have whiz wheels, which is another thing I don't understand with Corgi, because this is a later release than this, and this has the whiz wheels. The whiz wheels, for those who don't know, are little ridges on the wheels. And as we saw earlier, this one also has the whiz wheels. The real difference is, demonstration, non-whiz wheels, whiz wheels, non-whiz wheels, whiz wheels. There we go. That's why they developed whiz wheels. Okay, so that's that one. Bond or not Bond? Let me know in the comments. This one, it's the Lotus Esprit Turbo, as seen in For Your Eyes Only. Here we go. Here's a picture of it. Now, that ended in tears, didn't it? With its stupid anti-theft device that blew the car up and left James Bond like this.
Well, I hope you have a car.
This way.
Now, this, again, has absolutely nothing on it to say that it's a James Bond car. I've not seen it listed anywhere as a James Bond car, except for on this eBay listing. Yes, that's £350 they're asking for this exact car, just in its packaging, which has nothing to do with James Bond on that packaging. It's just standard Corgi Juniors packaging. So let me know what you guys think. Is this a Bond car or not? And then that leaves us with this one. Well, this one I got because, well, it came with the other two. It does look a little bit like, I could pretend it's the other Turbo Esprit from For Your Eyes Only, which was this one. Oh, look at Roger Moore. Oh, we miss him, don't we? Oh my God, was there ever a more 80s James Bond? Not really, because it was between him and Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton, much more hard-edged. But look at those pleated trousers. Look at that beige suit. No one on earth could pull that off like Roger Moore could. Anyway, back to reality.
Oh, that sounds like a dismissal.
Get on with it!
So, yes, we have this one, and I'm going to pretend it's that other. It's a shame. It's a shame that they didn't put turbo on this in white or black. And then we could pretend that's also a James Bond car. They also made a yellow version and a blue version. And I hear talk that there was 6 different versions of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, yellow, blue. That's 5. And I found no other colours online. You could say this was number 6, but this is a different number. This is the 60, not the 15. So there you go. Now, I think we're pretty much at the end of the video now. So if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Doesn't really cost anything, does it? And it's quite easy to do. You could also maybe subscribe. Again, doesn't really cost anything. It's easy to do. And you can always then check out my videos much more easier. Easier or easily? What's the best English for that sentence? I'm not quite sure. Let me know in the comments. Yes, that's right. There's a comment section where you can write whatever you like. I don't mind, and I normally reply to everything. When YouTube decides to tell me that there's a comment, sometimes it doesn't notify me of my comments. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I do try to get back to everyone. And last point, don't forget to share the video with fellow Corgi or James Bond enthusiasts, because maybe there's someone out there that can tell the definitive story of, is it a James Bond car? Is it a James Bond car? Where did this one come from? And should I lie about this being a James Bond car? Right, okay, there we go. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.